In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys all about what it's like being a student in this beautiful but expensive city. I'm going to go over how much it costs and what I spend in a month as a student slash intern working and living here. So if you're thinking of moving to Paris and wondering if you can afford it or not, or how much you'd be spending on average, or if you're just interested in hearing how much I spend a month living here, then keep watching. Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello, my name is Tiana. I am an American living in Paris and I make videos all about my life in France, my travels abroad, what it's like being an American living in Paris, and things like that. So if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, feel free to stick around, join the squad, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you are notified every time I upload. So like I said, I am currently living in Paris, France. I am doing a master's degree here in digital marketing and I am working as an intern as well for a startup here in Paris. And I did this exact same video about a year ago when I lived in Nice, and I told you guys what the cost of living was there and how much I spent in a month there. And that video did way better than I expected. So I thought it would be interesting to kind of do an update video and do the cost of living in Paris, because that is currently where I am now. And I know a lot of you have messaged me and told me that you're interested in moving to Paris. So I thought that this would be a good video to make so you guys can kind of get an idea of how much I spend and what it would be like if you moved here and how much on average you would have to spend. Before we continue, I just want to say that these are my experiences. This is how much I spend in a month and these are my expenses. Of course, if you move here, it's not going to be 100% the same for you, depending on your lifestyle, depending on what you're doing here, where you want to live here, things you like to do. All of that factors in. So just want to clarify that this is what I spend in a month. These are my expenses. It won't necessarily be the same for everyone. You can live here and get away with spending way less than I do. And obviously you can live here and spend way more than I do. So it really just depends on you, but this is just an average for me. So with that being said, let's get started. So we're gonna start with rent, which is usually what takes up the most of your income. So the average rent in Paris is fairly expensive. Renting in Paris is notoriously overpriced. Yeah, don't expect to get a lot of space for a little bit of money. And if you want a lot of space, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money. So the average rent for a one bedroom in Paris in the city center is about 1,200 euros. So 1,200 euros per month. And for that price, you could probably, in the city center, you could probably find an apartment that's around maybe 30 square meters. Maybe a little bit less than that. And then the average rent for a one bedroom outside of the center, so still in Paris but outside of the center, is about 928 euros. So it's still fairly expensive, and even when you're paying that much, you're still not going to have a lot of space. Like I said, it's going to be like between 25 and 35 square meters usually. So what I pay for rent, I pay 700 euros per month, which comes to 737 USD, and that includes electric, water, and Wi-Fi. So I'm currently in a colocation, so I have a roommate. So it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, 60 square meters, and yeah, so I share the apartment. I don't have my own apartment, which is why it's so cheap, because for 700 euros, I could probably find a studio, but it would be really small and probably not in the best area. So yeah, I chose to pay a little bit less to have more space. Even though I have a roommate, we have to share the space. It's nice because there's only 2 of us, and I have a lot of friends who have roommates and there's like 3, 4 of them, so they have to share a space with a bunch more people, and they end up paying around the same as what I'm paying now. So I think I got a pretty good deal. We live in the 18th, so it's not the best area. There's not a ton to do around here, but it's close to my job. It's a brand new building. It's really secure, so I like it. I'll do an apartment tour if you guys want of my new place. So that's what I pay, 700 euro per month. And like I said, that includes electric, water, Wi-Fi, so I don't have extra bill for utilities. Next, we have bills that I pay every month. So I pay 25 euro for my phone bill every month. I don't even know how how much data I have, but I have enough data for the month. I never run out. I don't think it includes international calling, but I don't use that either because I can just call on Wi-Fi or on FaceTime over the Wi-Fi, so that's not an issue. And then I have 125 euros per month for my student loan that I am still paying from my undergrad back in the States. Next, 137 euro per month for my credit card. This can sometimes be more depending on how much I spend for the month, but on average it's about 137 euro. And then 20 euros for the gym, and that is a total for my recurring bills that don't really change every month. So that comes to a total of 287 euro for bills. Next, we have subscriptions. So I have quite a few subscriptions. I say this every time, but I feel like I get trapped. I sign up for a free trial and then I forget to cancel it. And then the next thing you know, I'm paying for like recurrent subscriptions. And unless you check your bank account regularly, sometimes you don't notice it for like months at a time. So I realized that there were a lot of subscriptions in here that I had to go through and cancel some of them. But the subscriptions that I have at the moment every month, I have Adobe Suite, so that's Lightroom, Premiere Pro, and well, I have the bundle that has all of them, but I only mainly use Lightroom and Premiere Pro, and that I'm currently getting for free through my school. Last year I included this in my video as well. I was paying for Adobe Suite at that time, but now currently I am not because it's offered through my school because we have to do some classes using Photoshop and using Premiere Pro. So for the moment they pay for it, but as soon as I graduate, I'm gonna have to pay for it again. Next, we have Spotify. So that is 8 euros per month, and that I'm gonna keep forever. I use Spotify every day, so I think that's like definitely gotten my return on investment on that one. Next, I have Canva. I use Canva for my thumbnails. I use Canva to make pins on Pinterest for my blog. So that's $11.99 per month. Next, we have Jasper and Rank IQ. So those come to a total of 105 euros per month. So like I said, I have a blog, and Jasper and Rank IQ are two tools that help with writing and help with keyword research. And they're about 50 euros each per month. So they're a bit expensive, but they are kind of important because they help me research the right keywords to write about, and without keyword research, my articles won't get seen. So yeah, even though they're a bit expensive, I think those are two subscriptions that I definitely have to keep for the moment. That is it for subscriptions. For Netflix, I'm still on my mom's Netflix. She hasn't kicked me off yet. Thank God. So that brings us to a grand total of 125 euro for subscriptions. Next is one of my all-time favorite categories. We have food / groceries / eating out. For groceries, I gave myself about 120 euros per month, but this is not the same every month. Sometimes I spend a lot less. With my job, we have Swile card, which is basically they give us about 150 euros on this card every month for us to eat lunch while we're at work, or we could use it outside of work as well. Instead of buying groceries, I use that card very often, sometimes to eat out, or if we eat a big lunch as a team at work, then I don't necessarily have to buy groceries as often because I'm not super hungry. So yeah, I'd say about 120 euro per month on grocery. And then restaurants and food delivery, I'd say about $100 a month. My friends and I like to go out fairly often to eat. Usually on Sundays we'll go to brunch, or it's always somebody's birthday, so we'll have a dinner somewhere. So I gave myself about 100 euros for restaurants and eating out, but sometimes it's a little bit more than that. So that brings us to a total of 220 euros for food, groceries, eating out, restaurants, which is not bad. 220 I feel like is actually reasonable, but it's really thanks to my Swile card with my job, because without that I would be spending so much money on food. Next, we have transportation. In Paris, you have the metro, you have buses. For all of that, there is a metro pass, or a Navigo pass is what it's called, and that is 70 euro per month. With my job and with most of the jobs here in France, they will pay for half of your Navigo pass each month. So I only pay 35, they pay the other 35, they've added to my paycheck. So my Navigo pass is 35 euro per month, and I can use that for the buses, for the RER, for the metro, so I can get around pretty much everywhere in Paris and the suburbs around Paris as well. If I do ever need to take an Uber, rarely. If I go out, I stay out late past like when the metro stopped running and I need to Uber home, I will do that once in a while, but I'll give myself about 50 euros a month for that. I don't take Uber very often, and when I do, it's like a 10-minute ride, or sorry, a 10 euro ride here and there, so it's not super expensive. So yeah, that is a total of 85 euro for transportation every month. And next we have entertainment. So sometimes I'll have money left over for entertainment, sometimes I won't. I don't really budget. I kind of just go off the system of I pay all my bills first every month, and then whatever I have left over I can use for entertainment if I have some left over or not. Some months I have more money than others because I don't get paid the same amount each month. I do have more than one job. I'm freelancing as well, so sometimes I have a lot of work and I have a lot of money coming in, and sometimes I only have my paycheck for my internship and not a lot of extra work, so I have less money coming in. So some months I have money for entertainment and some months I don't. But in general, I'd say about 100 euros for entertainment, so going out to events, festivals, if I want to get my nails done, go to the movies, go shopping, things like that. I'll give myself 100 euros a month for entertainment because it's important to be happy and spend your money not just on bills, but on things that make you happy as well. Life hack. Those are all the categories I have. That brings the grand total of expenses to 1,537 euro or 1,675 US dollars. So it's not terrible. It's actually really similar to what I spent in a month when I lived in Nice. If you guys haven't seen that video, go check it out. Very similar to what I spent there, and it's actually a lot less expensive than I originally thought it would be. I thought I was spending way more here. It's definitely doable to live here on a budget. Like I said before, you could spend way less than me and live here comfortably, or you could spend way more than me if you want to have a bigger apartment or you want to spend more money on going out. You could totally do that. But it is possible to live here as a student on a budget and still do things you enjoy and still have a good life here. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this kind of showed you ballpark of how much you would need to have if you lived here, and I hope this showed you that it is expensive to live here. It's a very expensive city, but that doesn't mean that you have to be rich to live here or that you have to spend a ton of money to live here. You can live here on a budget. As long as you live within your means, you can enjoy your life here and have nice things here and have a good time. So I hope this inspired you. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them down below. If you're interested in moving to Paris and you need to know how to find an apartment, I've got videos about that. If you're wondering how you can go to school for free here in Paris like I am and get paid a salary as well, I've got a video about that. So definitely go check those out. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!